Hi, this is Jacob Greasing, up for the position at Random Middle School as a PE teacher, and I just want to run through all my lesson plans real quick, along with my dance and rhythms, warm-up activities, and all of that stuff that I have planned for the course. So let's start with D&R Activities. I'm going to start from 6th grade and go down. So I kind of plan similar type of activities for lesson 6A, lesson 7A, and lesson 8A, and then similar activities on lesson 6B, 7B, and 8B for each of the different sectors of educational gymnastics, educational games, and educational dance. So let's get right into it and start going through some of these. So lesson 6A, that is the Baby Shark song by Pink Fong. So for this activity, the students are going to need drumsticks, they're going to need the buckets, and the exercise balls. So the exercise ball is going to sit on top of the bucket, that way they can hit the exercise ball, as well as do motions with the sticks, and also hitting the bucket with the sticks. So all of that, you will just be following along with me, as well as the cardio drumming video that will be presented somewhere on the screen or on a projector. Moving on to lesson 6B, I kind of picked a more fun song. The first set is kind of like a goofy song to do cardio drumming with. The B lessons for this section are more kind of upbeat, fun songs that hopefully the kids will like. So for 6th grade, I have the Rockin' Robin song by Bobby Day. So the same type of thing. They're going to use drumsticks, buckets, and exercise balls. They're going to follow along with me and the cardio drumming video. And I think the kids will really enjoy this. The next one, so kind of a more goofy song again, for 7th grade this time, is Ghostbusters. I think they'll really like this. Kind of a goofier song, but kind of like really, really well known. So I think this will be a good cardio drumming song to go along with their warm-up. Cardio drumming is a great warm-up, gets you sweating, gets the blood pumping. So for their second activity for lesson 7B, again, an upbeat, fun song, well-known. I picked the song Happy by Pharrell Williams. It's featured in a couple kids' movies, so very well-known by this point. I'm sure all these kids will know this song. Very popular song, and I thought that was a great, energetic one to go along with the fun songs I picked. So lesson 8A, we have kind of a more relaxed, fun song, kind of goofy though, is YMCA by the Village People. So cardio drumming again, this whole section was cardio drumming with the educational gymnastics, just to get the blood pumping. It's a great warm-up to get the kids moving, but also have a lot of fun. I've watched a lot of different videos where kids are really enjoying cardio drumming opposed to a lot of different activities. So I thought this was a great way to warm them up. For lesson 8B, they have the song Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake, which was also in a animated movie, Trolls. So also very well known for the kids at this time. I'm sure they all know the song, and they probably know exactly where it's played in the movie. So with all of these different things, you're going to be following along with me. I'll be in front of the class doing the cardio drumming along with the video to just help them visually, depending on if they want to look at me or the video. Either would be great. So for the warm-up section for gymnastics, I had each group do 2 days of cardio drumming. So the first day was kind of like a meme type of song where it was more like a joke or just a song to kind of just be really catchy and well-known. The second day, each day, they had a cardio drumming warm-up that was more energetic, like I was saying earlier, more happy and well-known. So these are very fun songs, a lot of beats, a lot of movements, can get them really warmed up and ready for the day. So these songs would also include more movement and progress toward the students to get towards more complicated moves as well, which is why we're able to do it with so many different grades. So moving into the educational game warm-ups for 6th through 8th grade, the first 3 I have set for the 15-minute video that we went over that I had watched in college. It is a very great full body stretch. It's by MadFit. So all you need for this is yourself and a yoga mat. It requires very little equipment, which is great for schools with a lower budget. So you really just follow along with the yoga instructor and of course me as well, as we will be doing the different full body stretches. It's very relieving to just be able to breathe during these stretches and kind of get loosened up. It allows your muscles to open up, relax, kind of just melt away some of the pain and soreness that they might have going through a week of playing educational games, depending on what we're doing. So it's a great way for each grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, to all just stretch those muscles and get some relief there, as well as relieve a lot of stress. Stretching and yoga kind of go hand in hand in where they are relieving muscle pain, but at the same time they are also allowing just yourself to relax, get some peace, get some alone time, some stress relief, as all these kids are going through a bunch of stress. They're worried about a lot of different things in school, what they look like, how they smell, a bunch of different things where they can just kind of let go and just relax, relieve all that stress and all that worry and anxiety. So moving on to the second set, for 6th grade, we're going to be doing an activity. Also, we kind of did the same song, but it has a different movements to it. It's actually like a dance. So you're doing dance moves to this song. It's Baby Shark again. But the video that I would be presenting as well, along with what I'm doing, is by Stacy Ridley. And the equipment, it doesn't require any equipment, just having yourself and just maybe a projector to present the video. But other than that, there's nothing there that the kids need to have, which is great because they're able to just have fun in their own environment. They don't need anything, just their bodies and to get them moving. So it's a great warm-up for them. It's a lot of fun going through that video. So 7A, as I said, for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, we're all going through that 15-minute full body stretch to really relieve a lot of stress and muscle pain as well. So for lesson 7B, we are going through the cha-cha slide plank workout. So there's no equipment for this except just to present the video. And this is kind of like a workout, so more athletic type, able to use this with a little older bit of a group as they're getting more fine-tuned and want to be more fit, but also keeping that educational PE in there where they're learning different concepts and different vocabulary along with it. So just keeping that as a priority as well and not just fitness. So the cha-cha slide workout, plank workout, I think would be great for this age group as they're starting to develop more. They're starting to be able to push themselves and not just give up on things that are hard. So this is a great workout video for them. As I mentioned, the A lessons for all this educational games are all the full body stretches. So that's what lesson 8A is as well, following along with the yoga instructor and me. But lesson 8B, this is the Bring Sally Up song. So this is an extreme workout, doesn't take very long, but at the same time is a very strenuous workout that you can try to do multiple times. You can do it with squats, you can do it with push-ups, you can do it with basically any type of movement that you want that goes up and it goes down. So during the song, it'll say bring Sally up, bring Sally down. So at that time, you're moving in between these physical movements. And for this it really uses the concentric and eccentric movements, which really strains the muscles and tears them down, but also eventually helps to rebuild them up, make them stronger, make your students stronger. So I thought this was a great warm-up for the 8th grade as they are trying to get stronger and develop their muscles some more. So the Bring Sally Up song is a great way to do that. I actually had experience with this as a youth leader. I didn't know what this was, and when I was youth leading, some of the kids, we had a retreat, and they wanted to do it, so we all did it as a group and tried to do it as long as we could. So it's very challenging. I've done it myself. So I think this would be great for the 8th graders. So all the grades would do the stretching, as we talked about, for the educational games. So this would help build, just relieve all that stress and help stretch their muscles for these grades, 6th, 7th, and 8th. The second day, I tried to focus on things where they would participate in kind of like a mini workout, just to get their bodies warm. And I also tried to make it so the degree of difficulty also changed as they went up in grade level. So it got harder as they kind of went up. So I thought that was very important to make it more challenging for them. So we are on to the warm-ups for educational dance. Now these are all, they're all dance songs. So I picked the first activity were all kind of very fun, very wacky kind of songs that had dance moves to go along with them and videos to go along with them. And then on the second day for each grade, I chose something that was like a line dance or something very well-known dance that everybody can participate in, no matter what your skill level is in dancing. I know I'm not the best dancer, but you can always participate in these line dances. They're very simple, they're very easy, but it also gets you moving, and it's just a fun little warm-up for the kids to do, and I'm sure they'll enjoy. So for lesson 6A, we had the Gummy Bear song, and the video was actually done by Phys Ed Zone, and this was done by another phys ed teacher, and this video is just awesome way to get your kids warmed up very quickly, no equipment, and just to warm them up very fast. Goes from slow movement to fast movement in different sections and different movements, so it kind of builds on each other, accelerates those movements, and gets your body heated up very quickly. So as I talked about the line dances, for 6th grade, I chose the chicken dance. Everybody knows this song. It's very well known. All the movements are very well known. So this is a great way for the kids to kind of just have fun, get a good laugh in before our activity, and just have fun doing the line dance. So lesson 7A, another wacky song. So it's the song Water Buffalo by Super Chick, kind of from VeggieTales. And the video by Randy Parrish is just a great video that I was able to go through and decided it would be great for these 7th graders. Kind of a weird song, but just doing the movements and stuff with the song, it's very fun, and also gets you moving and warmed up. So for 7th grade, for their line dance, I chose the cubic shuffle. This was a dance that is historically known to be done at different dances for schools, different dances at weddings, and different events like that. So at this point, some people may not know it, and some people might know it, but it's very easy to learn as the music that goes along with it kind of explains the dance right inside of it. So we just need, for equipment, we just need stuff to play the music, and that's about it. And then they'd just be following me. So for 8A, another wacky one, kind of with a video by Randy Parrish. It's Walk 500 Miles, but it is a remix. So it throws a bunch of different songs in and just uses a bunch of different songs that are, I believe, age appropriate for that age in 8th grade. And I went through the whole thing, very age appropriate, but also isn't too low of a level for them where they just don't enjoy it. The music that is used in the song will engage the 8th graders. So for this, just got to play the music and then have the video of Randy Parrish, and they will also be following along with me. Very fun song, but also a little wacky. It's kind of fun. So I'm sure they would enjoy that. So for their line dance section, I chose the Macarena. So for this section, all you need is yourself and to just follow along with me. So we got the song playing and we know all the moves, and they'll just follow along with me. Most people know the Macarena, and it's pretty easy to teach and learn. So that's what I chose for 8th grade. But at the same time, it's a little more scaled to their grade level. So that's why I chose that one, and I thought it would work better. So the first day, all grades would participate in some sort of fun dance warm-up. It might be a weird song or a fun song. And this will help them get warm before the main lesson of the day. But the second day, all grades will warm up using a line dance, which will be fun and get them active, and maybe even teach them a line dance that they didn't know previously. Those are all that I have for the D&R warm-ups. So that's for each lesson, each day that I have. So those are all of those, and I will pick this up and start a new video explaining my different lesson plans for the different sections. Hi, my name is Jacob Griesing. Thank you, board, for considering me for this PE educator position. I just want to just give you an update that I am going to be combining a couple of videos. So if anything seems abrupt, I apologize for that. I'm just trying to get all the information and content that you want in a concise amount, and so it doesn't take too much of your time, but you can see everything that I have laid out for you. For the grading scale for 6th through 8th grade, they're all going to have the same grading scale. So it's going to be an A, 93% through 100%, A minus, 90 through 92%, B plus, 87 to 89%, B from 83 to 86%, B minus to 80 to 82, C plus from 77 to 79, C from 70 to 76, D from 60 to 69, and a failing grade from 0 to 59. So I chose this grading scale for each of my grade levels I would be teaching, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, because I feel like at this point they need some structure. They need to start being prepared for the grading scale that is coming for them in high school, that they will have to be taking more seriously, as their GPA will start to rely on that as is important for different colleges and different scholarships and that kind of thing, just to start taking a more serious measure for them with their grades, and just having that same grading scale as they will as they move on in their education career. So moving from this, I want to talk about just the lesson plans in a very more brief setting for educational gymnastics. For our 6th graders, we are playing the game, or we're having an activity called Trapeze Line Course. This course, we're just going to have the kids kind of balancing on these lines, make sure they're not stepping off lines, just to help build coordination with their feet. And as we move on, our second activity for the 6th grade, that would be word shapes and actions. So this helps to start allowing them to just build different shapes and just performing different balancing activities. So as we go to lesson 7A for the 7th graders, this is going to connect more to the line activity for the first 6th grade activity. So this activity is called Trapeze Line Tag. So they're doing the same kind of thing. They're progressing a little bit. They're staying on the lines of the gym or of the basketball court, making sure they stay on those lines, but also adding the activity of tag. So they're running a little more, getting a little more exercise in there, as well as staying balanced and just making sure they're staying on the lines. So the second activity for 7th grade for educational gymnastics is individual balance sharing. So they're going to pick a balance or a different balance move that they want to share with the group. They're going to practice it, and then they're going to end up sharing it with the group. And then at the end, we'll have all the kids combine the different balancing moves into a movement sequence to get them starting to get used to movement sequences. So moving on to Lesson 8A, the activity for their first one will be airplanes. So in this area, we're progressing, and we're starting to get them to learn some more vocab, different vocab about the different planes, frontal plane, transverse, and just those different vocab words that they can learn that have to do with balance. And then the second activity for the 8th grade for educational gymnastics is partner balance sharing. So that kind of goes off the second activity for the 7th graders and progresses from that. As now they're not only picking balancing moves by themselves individually, but now they're doing it with a partner, and they're going to end up sharing with the class what they decided, and then moving from there, they're all going to make sequences based on some of the movements they learn, just to get them used to movement sequences. So it progressed. My progression was from the trapeze line course to the trapeze line tag to airplanes to words, shapes, and actions, individual balance sharing, and then partner balance sharing. So moving on to educational games, 6th through 8th grade. We start with 6th grade. Their first activity is called red light, green light with dribbling. So it's a little different, and I actually explain this activity that I'm going to link in to this video somewhere, whether it be at the beginning or the end. I'm going to try and get it in here somewhere to where I was kind of acting out the activity. But this activity is just to make sure that they can control the ball, control the basketball, and move fast with it, but yet still have control. And then moving on to the 6th grader's second activity kind of goes into shooting. So this activity is a shooting relay. So they're going to be competing against each other, spurring on good competition, but also learning how to shoot better. And this is kind of the foundational skills for them. As we move into 7th grade, they're going to do a similar dribbling activity. They're going to be doing a dribbling relay activity, so it's competitive again, but really focusing on control of the ball, except now they're not just going in a straight line, they're zigzagging, they're going in different movements around these cones. So there's the progression from the first to second one of the dribbling activities. So the second activity for 7th grade focuses on the actual game of basketball. So now we're definitely progressing from shooting and dribbling and moving into more game style play. So it's a game called 21, promotes good rebounding, catching, jumping skills along with good dribbling and shooting. It's a not too complicated of a game. I'll try and explain it real quick. So if somebody makes a shot, they go to the free throw line. Free throws are 1 point each. Regular shots are 2 points each, and the first person to 21 points wins. That's pretty much it. If they get a rebound, they can shoot it right away, or they can dribble around and try and do other things. So for the 8th graders' first activity, we had this game that's called Dribble Elimination. So it's really focusing on dribbling again. We kind of did 3 sections of dribbling and then 3 sections of shooting or playing a game. So this really focuses on ball control, as well as trying to knock somebody else's ball out of the paint or the box that is around from the baseline and to the free throw line, to knock their ball out to get them eliminated. A lot of kids kind of struggle with controlling their own ball while they're trying to steal somebody else's or knock it out. So playing this game really helps strengthen that ability. Moving to their second activity, second part of their lesson, they're going to be doing the 3v3 basketball games. So we're going to just be playing the game of basketball. We've worked through dribbling, we've worked through drills, we've done different shooting activities, and then we've actually started playing basketball, and now we're playing sort of a basketball game with 21, and then now we are actually playing basketball 3v3, so lots of space on the court, lots of room for them to do everything that they would want, and that's our progression for educational games, moving from the dribbling, shooting, and then into full gameplay. So for educational dance, our first activity with 6th graders is called Shape It Up. So they're going to be in groups, and then they're going to make a shape that I would tell them, and so that promotes just being able to have a good, comfortable understanding of making different shapes, and it kind of makes it easier for everybody to get into, to kind of move into the activity of dancing without thinking about it, just making different shapes and movements. So their second lesson is the activity Popular Dance Move Edition. So with this activity, we're really trying to make these 6th graders comfortable and just taking their favorite dance moves, and then we're going to start adding them together and try and make them make a dance sequence without even thinking about it, which makes them really just consider dancing without feeling awkward or anything like that. I wrote in my notes that just to really emphasize for these activities that it's not okay to make fun of anybody for their dance skill or just the way they're moving. Anything like that is unacceptable, and that is not for the classroom. So the 7th graders' first activity kind of goes off the first one for the 6th graders, progresses to Shape It Up Advanced. They'll get way more complicated ideas, numbers, and that kind of things, whereas the 6th graders just had shapes. The 7th graders now have complicated ideas or numbers, just different things that are harder for them to do than the 6th graders. So the second activity for 7th grade is Popular Dance Sequence. So now they're not just picking a popular dance move, but they are adding dances to each other and making different dance sequences. And now they're kind of, they know they're making a dance sequence. They're not just adding things together. They're creating their own dances. They're allowed to be creative. And as long as they're keeping it appropriate for the classroom, they can do whatever they want in the dance realm. So moving on to lesson 8A for the 8th graders. Their first activity is called Dance Party. So this was a activity that I made that I thought was just really great for the kids to just feel comfortable in their own skin, just being able to dance, have fun, make sure that nobody's making fun of anybody, and just to get comfortable with each other. Get comfortable moving and dancing to different songs and that kind of thing. So the idea is that when a song's playing, they're dancing. And if they don't know how to dance, they're just moving. So as long as there's movement involved in that activity, that's all I can ask for. So with lesson 8B, this is the final activity and the peak of the progression I'm building. It is called Dance Sequence Plus. So like the second activity for the 7th graders, they're making a dance sequence, but they have to make their own moves to songs that they want to do it with. So now they're not only making dance sequences, they're making dance sequences that also go with the rhythm and beat of the songs. So it's a little more complex, and going from just making shapes and making movements all the way to full movement sequences with songs is the progression that I have made through educational dance. So just to reiterate, we went from Shape It Up to Shape It Up Advanced to Dance Party to Popular Dance Move Edition to popular dance sequence, and then dance sequence plus. So that is all the lesson plans that I have for you. I'm going to clip in a video of me explaining the D&R activities. I think it's a little longer than this one, just because I was being more thorough. But I have gone through all the different lesson activities, their progressions, went through the grading scale, why I picked that grading scale. I will also link in the video of me doing one of the activities and acting that out. So I just wanted to thank you for your time and going through all my videos, and they might be a little jumbled, but I appreciate you just going through them and understanding that during this time it's not the easiest to get everything working together and correctly. So I just appreciate you taking the time to review me for this position, and have a nice day and Merry Christmas. And those are going to be our two focuses for the educational game section. So for this game, I am really focusing on just making sure that they can stop the ball whenever they choose to. This is a big issue that I feel like a lot of students struggle with, and so we're going to attack it right away and just help them learn and develop that skill to stop the ball on command and be able to do that. So basically the game that I have for them to play is red light, green light, and we're just, instead of just having them run or walk or do something like that, we are using basketballs with us. So we're going to have them dribble straight forward as fast as they can when I say green light, but with control of the ball. That is extremely important in this section. We want them to control the ball. If I say red light, they need to stop as fast as possible. I'm sure at this point many students will lose control of the ball. And now that I think about this, this is the activity I'm meant to be presenting. So I am going to get up and kind of present it, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to have all the kids line up on the baseline. I'm going to be looking at them, and I'm going to turn around, and I will say, green light, and then I'll turn, and this is when they'll start running forward, dribbling the ball, but under control as fast as they can. I'll turn around and say, red light. And so they'll have to stop as fast as possible. And I can just imagine at this time with sixth graders, some of them don't know how to control the ball well at this point. So at this point, the kids are running at me, and I just yelled red light. So they're dribbling up, and do they know how to stop the ball yet? Or have they developed that skill? So if they haven't, the ball might just keep going. And at that point, I would just let them know at the beginning of the activity before we start that it is okay if you lose control of the ball, but the idea and focus of this game is to learn how to control the ball. So as they go forward and they're asked to stop and they can't stop and the ball just keeps going, I'll just say, hey, just go get it, just walk over, get it, and return to where you were. And then we'll just keep going with that activity. And so I'll just remind them that they need to make sure they're listening to me, that they're not just continuing to dribble when I say red light, to make sure they listen very closely with their ears, to make sure that they are listening to the teacher, me, as I give different instructions. So at that point, I might turn back around and say green light, and I turn red light. And so all of them got to stop and control the ball. So this is very important just to develop that skill. So that was kind of me acting out the different activity that I chose to act out. So as I get seated back down and continue to present this information. So if they lost control of the ball, just go grab it. Walk over and go grab it wherever it's at. That's okay. Sometimes kids don't have this skill yet, and it's very important to develop it, which is why we are using a game that's focusing on that skill. So they would just return to their last position, and when I blow my whistle, which is part of the equipment that I talked about earlier, they would just return to the baseline. So I'd blow my whistle, and then they would return to the baseline where they started at, because at this point it means that somebody won, somebody passed me, which is how you win. in control of the ball, and they got past me. So they made it before I said red light, and they won that round. So they would just restart and try and do it again. Just remind them to be under control of the ball. So moving into the next lesson.